All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. And once again, we've met. And trust me, the last discussion we had when I was with you, it was a very good one. I love you guys, and I love the fact that you guys want to work, you guys want to study. And secondly, I will thank Mr. Kaiser for being the brain behind all this program. And trust me, he's having a sleepless night. He's struggling to make sure that every one of you get to stand on their feet and be strong as they go through their difficult life. And but before I start, I have two important things to say. The first thing is the fact that you are not the only Rohingyans. You are not the only ones. I am with you. The world is with you. So many people I know are with you. The only problem is that the world is not what we think it is. The world is not what we want it to be. The world is what it is. So this is to tell you that if you don't fight for yourself, if you don't struggle for yourself, even if you struggle for yourself, sometimes the results are not yielding, but you don't have any option. The only option you have is to keep on fighting. But one day, because all of us are believers, one day um, we shall win. One day there will be peace. One day we shall go back to our land. One day exactly what we want shall happen. But until then, you should remember that before that one happened, some people would have to sacrifice their life. Some people would have to sacrifice their peace. Some people would have to sacrifice everything, their money, their time, their life, and everything. That is why fighting for peace and looking for equity and justice sometimes is very difficult. But we don't have any option. The only option we have is to fight, to keep on fighting. So no one should give up. No one should relax. No one should say that, oh, I cannot do it anymore. It is difficult. No, no. Maybe you will be the basis for the, the freedom of Rohingyans for the whole eternity. So I want to congratulate all of you for being strong and doing everything possible to make sure that your people are free. But how do you contribute your quota? How do you make sure that you also contribute in making sure Rohingyans are free? One of the biggest contribution you can have as Rohingyans is to study. Those who are fighting against you are using books, they're using research, they're using information to fight you. We are in the era of information, if you care to know, every one of you know that, right? We are in the era of information, and that means that if you don't fight, if you don't fight for information and you don't research and you don't study, you will not be able to lead the world, let alone lead your people. You will not be able to lead your people too. Therefore, we need to study. And in this light, the first thing you guys don't have to accept from anyone is pity. I watched a video of a man who was almost paralyzed, and he said, the biggest disfavor anyone can do to you is to pity you. Oh, look at them, yeah. I pity you. Don't accept pity. Anyone who has something to give should help with knowledge, should help with information, should help with teaching and learning. That is how anyone can help you. People can help you with resources and everything, but then when they pity you, it only dumps your spirit. It only brings your spirit down and make you feel useless. But you guys are not useless. Look at you guys with all these problems. You're still strong with all these problems. You guys still look very handsome and beautiful. I hope you understand it. So the world is with you, even if people cannot bring their voices out. And I am with you. I have been with you, and I will continue to be with you. And this is my little contribution to your struggle for freedom and independence. So let's start with today's topic. The last time we met, we started talking about research, we talked about ethics. And now we're going to continue with the importance of research methodology, data quality, and tips on social media ethics. This is a very important topic. This is a very important topic. But you know, my contribution or my presentations are usually not one-sided. So I'm not the only person who's going to speak. You guys have to be ready. Everyone is going to speak. If your background is very noisy, you can just write your question or you can write your contribution. I may have some time to look at them. But if your background is very good, I would appreciate that you open your audios or you open your voices and you speak. You contribute to the study. We have a discussion instead of what? Lecture, so that we can all benefit from today's presentation. So without further ado, let's start. So here we have what is research methodology? Any guesses? I know Mr. Kaiser has taught you a lot about research methodology, research and what research is, but I want us to know, before we know the importance of research methodology, we want to know what research methodology is. So my good friend Diakat, if you're around, you can give me an answer to this question. You can see you raised your hand.
Okay, thank you so much, first of all, for coming once again and a very warmly welcome.
Thank you.
So, yeah, according as our Master Kaiser has expended a lot of time on it. So, my understanding about research methodology is a way how we can research, like what is way to research, and it is a way to reach to the reality. So it is, for example, I have to go to the America for any reason. So I need to have method where how I can be there.
Right.
So I need to have passcode. I need to have like that. It is like a kind of exam. So methodology is a way to reach our goal, to complete our research. So
Perfect.
it is rules like rule and regulation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Liakat, and that's a very beautiful explanation. Who else has something to add? Who else has something to add? Mr. Liakat said it succinctly, and it is very beautiful. I love that. And please, whenever I
Yes,
ask a
professor.
question,
Uh,
yes. So, Mr. Mohammed,
Yes, Professor, can I input?
of course, of course.
Yes. For example, research methodology mean the way our research, in which system we are going to research.
Yeah.
For example, the theoretical analysis. For example, in which principle we are going to conduct research, which technique we are going to use in our research. How how can we interpret the data which we are collected? For example, how can we design our research study, in which for example, in which method we are going to use, for example, qualitative, quantitative data, or mixed method, for example, experimental or descriptive method, like this, in which way we are going to conduct our research. Basically, it is the method of research.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed. That's a very beautiful one. So, Mr. Mumtaz, can you also say what you want to say?
Thank you, sir, for giving me a chance to it. Basically, research methodology is a process and techniques used together analyze and interpret data in a study. It explains how research is conducted, including the tools and methods used to collect information and how results are analyzed to draw conclusions. I hope that's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mumtaz. Is Mr. Kaiser around? I want to ask something. Mr. Kaiser, are you around? I don't know, but the presentation, Zoom says I have 10 minutes, but now I think I have 8 minutes.
Hello. Sorry. Yeah. No, I mean we can join again. Yeah, it's not a paid Zoom link, so yeah, we
Okay.
can join again after this. No problem.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. Okay. So, now the point is, all of you are talking about the same thing. I'm very happy. That means you understand what research methodology is. But can anyone give me an example of any research methodology? An example. Can anyone give me?
Okay, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mr. Liak.
as we said that methodology is like a systematic approach and technique uh, to use together, analyze and interpret the data. For example, uh, I am researching on a topic. So based on the those topic, I have to interpret a lot of data. For example, I am conducting interview and I have to interpret it. For example, if I am collecting data from any source, at that time I have to interpret it and cite it and also give as reference. So this is something like that. It is like conducting interview with people,
I understand.
as we have. Yes.
I understand. Thank you very much, Mr. Liaquat. I wanted something very precise. For instance, I want um, um, an example of one research methodology. You know, we have, in broad terms, we have two research methodologies that we have, and I know Mr. Kaiser has taught you. So I want anyone to give me one example of.
Hello. Oh, hello, Professor. Am I good?
Yes, yes, Mr. Mohammed Furkan, you can talk now.
Thank you. In research methodology, we have two types of methodology. One is secondary, and second one is primary. So,
That is, if I
if
get you right, you're trying to talk about data gathering technique, and we're talking about the secondary data and the primary data. But I'm talking about research methodology in broad terms. You know, we have the
sorry,
qualitative research
sorry,
methodology.
sorry, sorry, Professor. Actually, I tried to tell that we have both qualitative and quantitative methodology.
Exactly. That is exactly what I want you to mention. But Mr. Kaiser Komor wants to speak. You want to say something, Mr. Kaiser?
I, I, if I say for this research methodology, I will say in short, because we are explaining many students already. Research methodology is a systematic way to conduct the research and use the data and interpretation of the data and how to design the research paper. This is a research methodology.
Very
Thank you.
good. Thank you very much, Mr. Kaiser. You've also given us what you think a research methodology is. So where we are right now is we're talking about the two types of research methodologies. We have the qualitative research methodology, and we have the quantitative research methodology. And our topic today is not to talk about qualitative and quantitative, because they are going to make us talk a lot about all these things. But then let's go straight into what I think is research methodology. Look at it here easily, and you know. So in simple terms, any approach a researcher uses to explain the research problem methodically, sorry. So you remember when Mr. Liaquat spoke, when Mr. Mohammed spoke, and you know, all your colleagues, what you said, including Mr. Kaiser Komor, what you guys said is almost the same thing I'm trying to mention here. So let me give you an example. An example is that to a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or a boy and a girl who are courting, like they're in courtship, they want to get married. All of a sudden, they stop talking. You know, this one says, no, I don't want to talk with this one. The other one says, no, I don't want to talk with that one. I don't want her anymore. And she said, I don't want him anymore. You know, now Mr. Liaquat comes in and he says, I want to solve this problem. So in research, the fact that the two of them are not talking is a problem. The research problem here is that the two of them are not talking. And how do we make them talk? So this is our problem. How do we make them talk? So what you do to make sure the two of them start talking is what we call the research method. What you do to make sure the boy and the girl who are not talking start talking. How? The method you're going to use. Are you going to, call them, sit them up, talk to two of them? Or are you going to tell their parents to help you? Or are you going to lie to them? What are you going to do to make the two of them speak? So let me give you, this is an example of what we call a research method, like the method you use to make sure that a goal is reached. The aim is to make sure the two of them speak, and your method is to call them and talk to them and says, okay, Mr. Mohammed and Madam Somiha, you guys shouldn't do this, you guys should do this, you guys should do that. This is the method you're using to make sure that they speak, and that is exactly what research method is. Does anyone have any question to this stage?
No, I think it's very good example, explanation. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So I think we have less than a minute for the session to close. So if we can, log out and log in again, if Mr. Kaiser can.
Please, please.
Okay.
Join again. Okay, let me finish this one.
Okay.
Please, could you please convert, the record so that you can send me later.